Right, so this next video is going to look at section 2.4, a couple of examples, and this is the precursor to completing exercise 2D. And it's all about composite functions, okay? And a composite function is what happens when we combine two or more basic functions, and then we end up with a composite function. So, for example, we might have, as they've written here, fg of x. Oh, let's just pop that back and actually activate our pen. And we've got fg of x. Now what this means, it's actually read as you do g of x first, and then once you've done that, you then do f on that. Now the easiest way to sort of explain what I really mean is to show you one. So we've got, given f of x equals x squared and g of x equals x plus 1, find fg of 1. So we can see that x in this case is 1. Let me just get my pen sorted. So we've got, for part A, fg of 1 means take x is 1 and put that into each of the two functions. But the order is important. We need to do g first because that's closest to the bracket, and then we do the f function afterwards. So fg of 1 is going to be, we're just going to give ourselves a bit of room, 1 plus 1, because that's g of x, do x plus 1, and then we do the f of x function. We take the result from doing g of x and then put that in for f of x, and in this case that's just squared. So fg of 1 is going to end up just being 2 squared, which is 4. fg of 3, we do the same, exactly the same thing, but this time with 3. So this time it's going to be 3 plus 1, that's g of x, and then we take our result, which is 4, and put that in to f of x. So that's going to be 3 plus 1 all squared, so that will be 16. And actually we can write this as a composite function itself. So what we'll do is we'll say, well, fg of x is x plus 1, and then of course all squared. So that would just be the composite function all by itself. Now, moving on, have a look at example 7. The functions f and g are defined by f of x is 3x plus 2 and g of x is x squared plus 4. So firstly it says find the function fg of x. So we're going to do g of x. First of all, we'll just write fg of x equals, so we'll do g of x, which is x squared plus 4. And now we're going to do the function f on that as its output. Ultimately, this x squared plus 4 becomes our x value that we're then going to put in and, of course, then sort out here. So let's just have a look at that. First of all, we need to multiply it by 3 and then add 2. So you can see this is now, if I just change colour, this is 3x plus 2. But obviously the x is actually the output that we've got from our g of x function. So is that it? No, not quite. We still need to do a little bit of sorting. So that is 3x squared plus 12 plus 2, which of course is 3x squared plus 14. So that would be fg of x. Let's get rid of that so that we can see part B. Part B is the function g f of x. Now this time we've got to do the f of x function first. So that's going to be 3x plus 2. And then we're going to sub that in to the g of x function. So that is taking this 3x plus 2, if you like, becomes our x input. So we need to square x and then add 4 to it. So that gives us 9x squared plus 12x plus 4. That's the bracket expanded, plus another 4. So we're left with 9x squared plus 12x plus 8. And that's great. That's our g f of x function. Part C, much of the same, but this time we are going to use f squared. So f squared of x just literally means do f of x and then do it again. So it's sort of like doing the same thing twice. So we're going to start with 3x plus 2 that's the original function, and then that's going to become our x value. So it's going to be 3 lots of this, our input, the output, which becomes our input. So let's just rub that bit out. So 3 lots of 3x plus 2, and then of course I've done the 3x part there. I still need to add 2 again. So that gives me 9x plus 6 plus the 2. So that is 9x plus 8. And finally, what have we got now? It then says find the values of b such that fg of b equals 62. So let's have a look at that. And part D, fg of b equals 62. Now, in order to solve this, we need to know what fg of x is. So fg of x is the first one we did, and that was 3x squared plus 14, and we'd simplified it. So fg of x is 3x squared plus 14. So fg of b, we want to put b in instead of x, and they're saying that fg of b equals 62. So now we're set up with a quadratic equation which we can solve. So we're going to minus 14 from both sides, give us 3b squared on this side, and that's going to equal 48. Just scroll down a little bit. If 48 equals 3b squared, then 16 equals b squared. So b is plus or minus 4. And again, remember, of course, that's actually we've worked out here an input value for b. So 2 input values mapping onto 1 output value is fine. Many to one function. And that sorts out example 7 part D. Oh, we've got example 8. We'll just have a quick look at example 8 as well. Now, I'll tell you what, we'll break there. Pause the video, just make sure you're sorted with everything there, then we will continue very shortly. Okay, any questions, do let me know.